Hi everyone, it's Amanda Calderon. I wanted to talk to you guys about something serious today. So in the process of moving and relocating to Castle Rock, my husband and I have met numerous families that are talking about or actively arranging to leave the state of Colorado. I have an issue with this. I have to admit, first of all, that my husband and I were also looking at moving to Texas, where it's a more family-friendly environment and people have different values and living is more affordable. But I have a problem with it because if we all leave the state, nothing will ever change. This is our home as well. And especially for those of you born and raised here, we do love this state. And leaving does not fix any of the issues. So this is why I decided to run as someone who's been educated in this state and has lived in this state for pretty much all of my life. I think it's worth staying and fighting for. And we cannot just pack up and leave when it gets difficult. So I would like to call all of you, Republicans, Independents, and even Democrats, who feel like our state is going in the wrong direction. It's very clear it's going in the wrong direction. People are leaving in record numbers because they cannot afford to have a family here. And if you can't afford to have a family here, you're not going to have a family. So I would like to encourage the people of Colorado to stand up. If you don't like it here, be part of what makes it change. I'm here putting my neck out on the chopping block for you guys and for myself. Things have to change in this state. There's too much regulation. It makes living unaffordable. Our wealthy elected leadership is not focused on the average family. They're focused on creating regulations, increasing taxes, and making living absolutely unaffordable for the average person. And we don't need that. We do not need that. We don't need prices to keep going up. We don't need to become California. So this is my plea to you guys. Please join me in this fight. Don't pack up and leave the state just because it's unaffordable, expensive, and because the values that are being shown here, they're just not good, guys. They're not good. We don't need the government controlling the family unit. We don't need the government telling us that we can't, dead name our kids, that misgendering them could be a crime. We don't need child protective services involved to allow our children to become trans behind our back. We don't want kids protesting in the streets when they should be in class learning. We don't need the Second Amendment regulated more. We shouldn't have to be paying for green energy to be pushed down our throats at our expense. I could go on. Colorado is not headed in the right direction, and we know this. So why aren't we doing something about it? You see Democrats out in the streets protesting things, getting aggressively involved. And I understand, we're Republicans. We stand for certain values. We believe that it's important to have family first. Many of us believe in God first. Many of us believe in law and order first. That's all great. That's excellent. That's what helps a society be cohesive and functional. But if we are not standing up for what we believe in, and instead we are just keeping it to ourselves or leaving the state, nothing will change. So I'm going to call on you guys, my police, my military, my firefighters, my healthcare workers, teachers. I need everyone in a community to stand behind me. I am willing to stand up for what we believe in, our values, my values. But I need the help of people in the state of Colorado. We need changes here, guys. We need real change here. We need living to be affordable, and we need to be able to afford to have children here. We don't need the government to step into every facet of our lives. And with the current elected officials, and I'm calling on you, John Hickenlooper, your constant hate for the president, for law and order, for law enforcement, for ICE agents is dividing our state further. I believe it's in preparation to turn Colorado into Minnesota, and it cannot happen. People of Colorado, we don't want that. So let's stand up and fight back. John Hickenlooper and Jared Polis, their way of living, their values have got to go. We cannot allow that type of mentality in our state. So I want to play a clip for you guys, and I want you guys to pay attention, because John Hickenlooper, this man, is standing up in front of many, many people. He's got the ears of all the wealthy Democrats in our state. He's very heavily funded, I believe, with probably dark money. I'm not sure, but he's obviously bought and paid for. Obviously, he has an agenda.
Sugarcoat it. ICE is out of control, and I refuse to give billions of dollars more to ICE. That's an agency that is terrorizing our communities. They're beating Americans, they're shooting Americans all in broad daylight with no strings attached, nothing to do with accountability. We need ICE to take their masks off, to turn on body cameras, to end roving patrols, to stop arresting children. And for Pete's sakes, let's get a judicial warrant. Let's follow due process. I refuse to fund the lawlessness. We need accountability, and we need it now. This week, families in Eagle County, Colorado experienced another type of cruelty that fits into this administration's playbook. They found death cards held up in the automobiles of their family members who were taken away by ICE agents. These cards, I hold one up here, have a history of being used by white supremacist groups to intimidate people of color. Death cards is what they call them. These cards found in Colorado had the address and the phone number of the Aurora ICE detention facility printed on them. Aurora is a sister city, a neighboring city to Denver. Now imagine just for a second that you haven't heard from your brother, your sister, and when you finally find their empty, abandoned car, it has one of these death cards sitting in the driver's seat. I mean, this is cruelty for the sake of cruelty. And it fits into the troubling pattern that we're seeing come from some of the top officials in the White House. Now, this morning I voted against government funding that would have handed billions of dollars to DHS. Continuing to fund ICE while federal officers terrorize our cities and kill people is unconscionable. We need to stop ICE officers beating Americans, killing Americans, arresting Americans without due process, taking away the civil rights of Americans. The overhaul of ICE that we're demanding is common sense.
I am well aware that many Coloradans only want to vote for presidential elections. I understand that. But you have to understand what our local government has to do with the cost of living. I'm not sure if many of you realize, I've seen people complaining that Trump's big, beautiful bill has not impacted their wallet enough for them to live comfortably. And if you actually look at the facts, it's because people like Jared Polis, for example, did not change no tax on tips. Are you guys aware of that? That our local government is actively fighting against making living affordable because they hate Trump so much. This is not a rant for pro-Trump. This is a point that our government and our leadership in Colorado has been compromised. They have way too much of a personal agenda, and whoever is funding them, because they are funded very well, their motives are not good for Coloradans. We can do better than this. I need people to get the word out. It is important to vote, even if it's not for a presidential election. Local elections are just as important, because like I said, if we have our locals in government fighting against making living affordable, which is what Trump is doing, refusing to pass on the benefits to the citizens of Colorado, we have a big problem. They're not for the people. And this is dangerous. The mentality that they are pushing, even Jenna Griswold, saying that she is protecting information for voters The government has our information. It's a lie. It's a lie. The people in power right now in our state are deeply corrupted. It must change, guys. And unless us Republicans stand up, stop complaining online, stand up and do something about it. Come to rallies. I'm going to be going out and about in Colorado. I have some events on my website. I need you guys to go and sign up for a newsletter so we can meet. We can become a coordinated group, much like the Democrats. They're always coordinated. Even in their events for creating chaos, they're deeply coordinated. I need you guys to show up and let's start to do the same. Let's stand up for laws. Let's stand up for our law enforcement. The people that keep us safe need to know that there are people behind them. Let's stand up, guys. Let's do the right thing. So sign up for events on my website by subscribing to the newsletter. I'm going to put out where I'm traveling, when I'm traveling, how you guys can come and meet me. Let's talk about the things that need to be changed. Let's not just sit back and complain and watch our state go up in flames. This is our state. Let's take it back. Let's create a movement together. I need you guys to have my back, okay? I'm out here and I'm willing to do the hard work and I'm willing to fight for us, but I need you guys to have my back. So if you guys can show up to events that I'm going to, show up locations, I will need your guys' support all across the state. So let's not let Democrats ruin this for us. We need coordination, we need unity between independents, Democrats, and Republicans. And right now, the only agenda that John Hickenlooper has is to further divide us, to make our state less safe, and to turn us into the chaos that we see in Minnesota. Let's not allow it. So since you guys are committed, you're committed, you're going to have my back. I know there's many of you out there that are in support of the things that I've talked about making changes with, and I need you guys to get out there. We're going to have to get out and vote whether we like it or not. So please sign up for the newsletter that's on my website. That's Calderon4Colorado.com and the number 4, Calderon number 4, Colorado.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Find out where I'm going, traveling. Come meet me. Let's create a movement. Let's make change. If you can, please donate, even if it's just $5 to this campaign. Traveling is very expensive, going all over the state, and I need your guys' help and support, and I can't do this without you guys. So please have my back. I have yours, and let's do this. Thanks, guys.